गुड इवनिंग गौतम, निधि, ऋषुराज, दीपक, नेहा श्रीवास्तव. ओके, इज इट क्लियर? इज इट क्लियर? ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है? एक बात बताएं. क्लियर? ओके, क्लियर. अग्रसर. चंदन कुमार, यस, गुड इवनिंग. यस. पाथ द्रव्य मस्ट हैव बोथ परमानेंट एंड एक्सीडेंटल क्वालिटी. यस, सिंस what's the definition of द्रव्य? गुण पर्यायवत द्रव्यम. गुण पर्यायवत द्रव्यम. गुण means permanence and paryaya means origin and decay. So in dravya, every dravya you will find something permanent and some origin and decay also in every dravya. So guna paryayavat dravyam. Drav is that which is associated with guna and paryaya, means necessary quality as well as accidental quality. It should be clear. Path. Clear? Next. So right now we are in second topic of Jana philosophy, that is Syadvad and Saptabhangi. Syadvad and Saptabhangi Naya. We are in this part. We have already completed first part, that is theory of reality, or you can say Anekantavad. We have completed this part, metaphysics of Jana philosophy. Right now we are in second part. क्लियर है? चंदन, नेहा, यस. पार्थ, जना द्रव्य मस्ट हैव बोथ परमानेंट एंड एक्सीडेंटल. यस, पार्थ, द्रव्य मस्ट हैव बोथ परमानेंट एंड एक्सीडेंटल क्वालिटी. इट शुड बी क्लियर. Right now we are in this part. And when we will start to write this particular part, Syadvad and Saptabhangi, first of all, introduction, we have already discussed. Jana's theory of reality is known as Anekantavad. According to Anekantavad, many realities, each reality has many qualities. An epistemological expression of Anekantavad is in Syadvad. We have discussed this one, Syadvad, detail. Second part, we have written meaning of Syadvad. Syadvad means theory of reality. We have discussed why we should accept it. We have discussed why. Since an ordinary person can find knowledge of some reality and there are some qualities. After getting knowledge, when he will provide any judgment, that judgment will be known as Naya. Naya means judgment. Naya is partially true, partial and relative. Naya means judgment. A statement of ordinary person is partial and relative, but not valid. Why? Since in which context it is not clear. To make the statement of make Naya valid, to make judgment valid, we should use the term Syat before our statement. We have discussed this one. Is it clear? इतने यहाँ तक क्लियर है? सारे लोग बोलना. यहाँ तक में कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो हिंट दो आप. We should use the term Syat before our statement. To make the statement valid, authentic, definite, we should use the term Syat. Syat board is white. Now it is valid. White. Syat board is square, rectangular. It is Syat board is rectangular. It is valid, authentic, definitely true. Although it is partial, but definitely true. We have discussed this one. Now we are going to write what do you mean by the term syat. So note down next part. We have discussed this one. Is it clear? सारे लोग बोलना. What is दुरुति? क्या लिखे हो आयुष गौतम? दुरुति लिखे हो. What you have written? आकाश गौतम, what you have written? दुरुति तो कोई टर्म नहीं है. आयुष गौतम, यू आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चन व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दुरुति नहीं है. नो एनी टर्म लाइक दैट. दुरुति नहीं, दुर्नीति. यू विल फाइंड वन टर्म, दुर्नीति. दुर्नीति इज वन साइडेड स्टेटमेंट, one sided exclusive statement. For example, if regarding board you are saying board is only white, it's a kind of durniti, extreme condition, extreme affirmation. You are accepting board is only white, it means you are denying all other possibilities. You are denying board is only a square, it means you are denying other possibilities. This one is known as durniti. Durniti means a technical term used by Jaina philosopher. If we are accepting one aspect of a reality in absolute sense, one quality of an object in absolute sense, since for example white is a quality of board, and you are accepting this one in absolute sense, board is only white, it means you are refuting possibility of other colors in board. So this one is known as durniti, one-sided, extreme affirmation. Clear? This one is known as durniti, not duruti nahi hai. You have asked question duruti, not duruti. Durniti. Ayush Gautam. Yes. Durniti means when you will accept one aspect of a reality in complete sense, in absolute sense, complete sense you can say, then it is called durniti. Example, board is only white, board is only a square. It means you are negating possibility of all others. You are going to negate. This one is known as durniti. If we are going to say board is white, it is not durniti. It is neither durniti nor it is valid or authentic. Valid and authentic. It will become valid and authentic when you will use the term syat. As soon as you use the term syat board is white, it means it will be valid. So board is white, it is not durniti. In durniti we accept one thing in a complete sense. Board is white, even not valid and authentic. Why? In which sense you are saying board is white? Not clear. Use the term syat, then it will become valid, it will become authentic, it will become certain. Syat board is white, it means in a particular context, particular time, particular point of view, board is certainly white. It should be clear. Ayush Gautam, is it clear? कुछ क्वेश्चन था, अब हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. Is it clear? आयुष गौतम भी हो, आगे गौतम भी पढ़ना है. और फाउंडर ऑफ न्याय फिलोसफी इज गौतम. इज इट क्लियर? दुर्नीति क्लियर? पहले बोल लो. अग्रसर इज इट क्लियर? पहले बोल लो. Yes. Now next. Now main structure, note down meaning of the term syat. Meaning of syat. What do you mean by the term syat? Meaning of the term syat. सारे लोग बोलो, इज इट क्लियर? दुर्नीति क्लियर हो गई? देखो स्टेटमेंट्स को हम कब Judgments, it is possible to classify in three groups. Judgments. First one is Durniti. Durniti. Board is only white. Only white. It's a Durniti. Second one is Naya. Naya means partial judgment, relative judgment. And third one is when you use the statement related to Syat. So Syat type of judgments, when you use, then it will become authentic, valid, certain, etc. When you use the term Syat before Naya. Naya, board is white. Board is white. Durniti, board is only white. Naya, board is white. Saptabhangi Naya mein Syat, once you use the term Syat, Syat board is white. So it is valid. Syat board is white. Is it clear? Okay. Now, meaning of the term Syat. So first of all, note down. First of all, Syat doesn't mean, note down here, Syat doesn't mean mere possibility. Mere possibility. Syat doesn't mean doubt. Syat doesn't mean agnosticism. Agnosticism doesn't support doubt, mere possibility. Syat doesn't indicate uncertainty. Uncertainty. These are not the real meaning of the term Syat. Syat doesn't mean doubt. Syat doesn't mean possibility, mere possibility. Syat doesn't mean agnosticism. Agnosticism means denial of knowledge. Denial of possibility of knowledge. Syat doesn't support skepticism. Skepticism. Syat doesn't mean does not mean or does not support skepticism. Syat doesn't mean agnosticism. Syat doesn't mean doubt. It doesn't mean mere possibility. See, Deepak Singh, when you will use the term Syat before Naya, then Naya will become authentic. Use the term Syat before Naya means judgment. So once you use the term Syat before your judgment, then Naya will become authentic. That judgment will become authentic. वो आयुष अभी बताएंगे, पहले यहाँ फोकस करो. What is the real meaning? Syat doesn't mean like that. What is the real meaning? What's the real meaning of Syat? Note down real meaning. Syat indicates that all our knowledge is true or valid. All our knowledge is true, valid or authentic. All our knowledge is true, valid, authentic from particular space, particular time, particular context and situation. All our knowledge is true from particular space, particular time, particular context, particular situation. In this sense, Syat indicates relativity. Relativity. Syat indicates, अगर पूछा जाए Syat का मतलब, तो you will use directly the term Syat means relativity. Syat indicates partiality and relativity. Most important aspect, Syat means relativity. Directly you will write Syat means relativity. If you are saying Syat board is white, it means relatively board is white. It means in a particular context, particular time, board is certainly white. Board is white, it is relatively true. It is relative to space, time, context, situation, etc. Here, clarification. Meaning of Syat. Syat doesn't mean mere possibility, doubt, agnosticism, uncertainty, skepticism. Syat means relativity. It indicates all our knowledge is partial and relative to space, time, context, situation, gunas, etc. Here, just below this one, note down clarification. Clarification में note करो. Using the term Syat before our statement, using the term Syat before our statement, before a statement, using the term Syat inverted comma, before a statement, we accept primary meaning in that context and left other possibilities. Using the term Syat, we accept or we attract primary meaning in that context and left other possibilities. Bracket में लिख लो, we do not refute other possibilities. We do not negate other possibilities. Note down. We do not negate other aspects or other possibilities. We do not negate other aspects. We do not negate other aspects. For example, see. For example, regarding this board, if you are saying Syat, board is a square. If you are saying Syat board is a square, it means कि in this particular context, in a particular space, particular time, particular context, particular situation. For example, if you are sitting in front of this board, at that time, इसका जो main जो form होगा, आकार होगा, that you will find this one is a square in nature. So Syat board is square. It is true from one particular point of view. Certainly true from if you are sitting in front of board, you will find board is a square. So when you will use the term Syat, we accept primary meaning in that context and we left other possibilities. Here you are using the term Syat and you are accepting board is a square. But you are not denying other possibilities. You are just going to left other possibilities. Regarding the same board, those who are sitting in front, अगर third floor पे कोई हो या fourth floor पे, and if able to see this board, he may describe board is Syat board is flat. Those who are sitting this side, able to see this board, this person may say Syat board is vertical. A person who is sitting काफी दूर बैठा हो तो he may describe Syat board is rectangular. वो उसको बोल सकता है. So regarding the same board, different points of view, different kinds of statements are possible. And all those statements can be accepted as true, but not from same point of view, but from different points of view. So regarding this board, if you are sitting in front of that, तो इसका primary जो shape है, Syat board is a square. Sitting this side, he may describe board, Syat board is vertical. Different persons from their point of view describe this board according to their own way. Must be aware. This one is the part. Clear? Well, clear? For example, they have given example of a elephant. Different. For example, elephant is like a pillar from the point of view of feet. आप जब उसके पैरों को देखोगे एलिफेंट को तो इट सीम्स दैट इट्स लाइक ए पिलर. क्लियर? Clarification is clear. Now result. Clarification just after clarification. Note down result. Result के सामने. Regarding the same object, even contradictory statements are possible. Regarding the same object, even contradictory statements are possible. And regarding the same object, even contradictory statements are possible. And all those statements can be accepted as true. And all those statements can be accepted as true, but from different point of view. But from different points of view. For example, regarding the same board, you can say Syat board is square. One point of view you can say. Another point of view you can say Syat board is rectangular. So both can be accepted. Regarding the same board, once you are saying rectangular, second time you are saying board is square. So regarding the same board, even different contradictory statement possible. Once a square, second time rectangular. So, but these statements can be accepted as true from different points of view, not from same point of view. Must be aware. So this one is the result. Here, next. Example. They have given example to explain this one. Example. They have given example of an elephant and 6 blind persons. An elephant and 6. They have given very famous example, popular example. Given an example of an elephant and 6 blind persons. It is not said कि इनको बताया नहीं कि blind person की you are going to touch different part of the same elephant. Imagine this one is elephant. Imagine आप फोटो बना के दिखा देना एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में. If you are अगर चित्रकार हो आप थोड़ा बनाते हो तो बना लेना. Imagine this one is an elephant. Imagine if लगा लो आप अच्छा सा एलिमेंट बना सकते हो. बढ़िया सा टीचर खुश हो जाएगा. Yes or no? बना लोगे अपने अकॉर्डिंगली. Totally depend on you. Okay? And now 6 blind persons are going to touch different parts of this elephant. One is touching this part, second one is this part, third one is here, fourth one is this one. These 6 persons are touching different parts of this elephant. And all start to describe elephants according to their own way. जो इसको टच करता है कहता है this animal is like pillar. वो कहता है ये पिलर के समान है. Animal is like pillar. One is saying animal is like rope. Second, third one is saying animal is like a fan. The person is going to touch the ear of that elephant. So these 6 persons describe the same elephant in a different way, and they start to conflict. वो आपस में conflict भी हो जाता है इसमें. Everyone is claiming my view is correct. Will you accept anyone's view as correct? No. If they will use the term syat before our statement, तो ये जो problem है, जो dispute है, वो resolved हो जाएगा. All such kind of problems will become resolved. This elephant is like a pillar from one particular point. Syat elephant, animal is like a pillar. This is correct, valid, authentic, true. It is true basically. Although it is partially true, but it is true and it is relative. From this point of view, animal is certainly like a pillar. From this point of view, animal is like a rope. So just use the term syat. So you must be aware, taking help of this elephant and 6 blind persons, Jaina philosophers have propounded a very liberal path to solve religious disputes, to check fundamentalism or communalism. They have propounded a very liberal path. we should respect other views also. In religious sphere, if you will see, you'll find each one is claiming my view is absolutely correct and other views are totally wrong. This one is the root cause of conflict in religious sphere. And if they will opt this particular view, it is said by Jaina philosophy, your view is also correct, just use the term Syat. All views are correct, but no view is absolutely correct. It is said that ki, like elephant, ultimate reality is like elephant. And different religions are, in one sense, you can describe just like a blind person. Different religions are describing same ultimate reality from different point of view, different time, different space, different point of view. All are correct, but no one is correct in all spheres. For example, regarding elephant, one is claiming like a pillar, it's correct, but like a pillar is not correct from every point of view. It is correct from a particular point of view. So Jaina philosophers have provided a very liberal path to solve religious disputes. It's the contribution of Jaina's philosophy. Syadvad, very good thought. फोटो बना दिया तो फोटो अच्छे से बनाना. Yes, may right, Rimjim Chaturvedi, no problem. To solve religious disputes, we can take help of Jaina's philosophy. फोटो भी भेज दो. Why did we take the example of blind? Since it is said by Jaina philosopher, that's why. अगर ब्लाइंड नहीं रहता तो पता चल जाता ना कि एलिफेंट है, तो फिर तो विवाद ही नहीं होता. डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स कंडीशन, डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स का क्या है? Different religions are basically, you will find clash and conflicts among different religions, and everyone is claiming my view is absolutely correct. But in real sense, all religions are correct. All are describing same ultimate reality, but from different point of view. All are correct, but no one is correct in all sphere, in every sphere, every point of view. It is said by whom? Jainism. That's all. Why did we take the example of blind person? So भाई दूसरा भी लोगा तो वहां तो सवाल रिसुदाज आप ये पूछ ही सकते हो. मान लो ब्लाइंड पर्सन ना लेके हम पूछ ले सिंपल ऑर्डिनरी पर्सन, फिर पूछोगे व्हाई ऑर्डिनरी पर्सन. अगर मैं पूछूं लिबरेटेड पर्सन, अगेन क्वेश्चन इज पॉसिबल, व्हाई लिबरेटेड पर्सन? हियर जैनाज हैव टेकन हेल्प ऑफ ब्लाइंड पर्संस. तभी तो होगा. ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्यों होगा? दे आर नॉट अवेयर, दे आर टचिंग द डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द एलिफेंट. नहीं तो एक ही नजर में लग जाएगा कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ही रिजॉल्व हो जाएगा. क्लियर? एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ब्लाइंड पर्सन एंड एलिफेंट, you will write content. For content you will take help of printed notes. Note down content, printed notes, content. One paragraph is written in a proper manner with figure. एक बना हुआ है एलिफेंट का, फोटो भी बना हुआ है, फोटो भी बना लेना. And no need to write regarding all 6 key, which person is touching which part of this elephant. 2, 3 sufficient. Person who is touching this part, pillar. This one is rope or snake, like that. ईयर को जो टच करता है कहता फैन है ये. So different सूप कहता है. तो इसमें मास्टरी नहीं करनी है कि आई विल राइट ऑल थिंग्स इन डिटेल. जस्ट 2, 3 सफिशिएंट. एंड फाइनली, how it is possible to resolve this conflict? When everyone will start use the term syad before their statement, before the statement, before the judgment, then problem will resolve, problem will solve. Otherwise सारा आपस में लड़ेगा सब. ये everyone will claim कि कैसे कर सकते हो, and this particular animal is like a rope. I have seen, I have touched, this one is like a pillar. तो विवाद होगा, disputes होगा, problem to solve. नेहा श्रीवास्तव, लिखने में दिक्कत है. दिस एग्जाम्पल इज गिवन बाय Jaina philosophers themselves, very famous example. So why you will create another example? First paper, try to write those examples which are quoted in their scriptures. No need to change. उन्होंने पूछ लिया कोई और दूसरा एग्जाम्पल, तो आपके दिमाग में आ गया नेहा श्रीवास्तव. ही वॉज वेरी मच इम्प्रेस्ड बाई ऋषुराज. उन्होंने पहले पूछा वाई एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ब्लाइंड पर्सन, सो यू आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चन कोई और दूसरा एग्जाम्पल. वेरी गुड एग्जाम्पल, एक्सीलेंट एग्जाम्पल, एक्सीलेंट एग्जाम्पल. वंस वन क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड, उसके उत्तर में इसको लिखना है. See this question. This one is a question of philosophy of religion. The fact that different religions originated at different places and different centuries. Different place पे different centuries में हुआ है, and all are describing same ultimate reality from their point of view, from other different points of view. So all are correct, but no one is correct in all the sphere, and it supports plurality of religion. So you, in this process of writing this one question, you will write example of elephant and blind persons. Different religions are just like blind persons. ये इन आपस में लड़ रहे हैं सारे डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स, इनके बीच क्लैश है, कन्फ्लिक्ट्स है, फाइट है डिफरेंट रिलीजन. व्हाई एवरीवन इज क्लेमिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग रिगार्डिंग अल्टीमेट रियलिटी, दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, ऑलवेज करेक्ट, एवरी स्फीयर करेक्ट. हाउ कैन यू से ऑल आर करेक्ट? They should use the term syar before our statement. It is said by Jaina philosophy. Very good thought. क्यों लिखोगे? In process of writing, for example, ekam sadvi, truth is one, and the learned person, learned interpret it differently. Write this example of blind persons and elephant, and compare elephant with truth or ultimate reality. Ultimate reality is one, but different religions have explained this one indifferently, according to a space, according to time, and some other way. Very good thought. In this way, possible to resolve problems, disputes. Possible to resolve religious disputes. Clear? Example हाथी वाला पढ़ लो printed notes से. You have printed notes, just go through the, try to read example of elephant, 6 blind persons and 1 elephant. Photo बना के दिखा दो. In printed notes already 1 photo is made. Possible to make. If question is asked regarding Syadvad, Neha Srivastava, write this example. No need to change. अगर कोई और बताता है तो किनारे कर दो उसको. ओरिजिनल स्क्रिप्चर्स, ओरिजिनल टेक्स्ट, दिस एग्जाम्पल इज कोटेड. क्यों दूसरा चेंज करोगे? प्रोफेसर साहब भी जब डिपार्टमेंट में पढ़ाते हैं तो यही एग्जाम्पल कोट करते हैं, आफ्टर हैविंग ए लॉट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस. आसान है, क्यों जटिलता पैदा करोगे, कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, यूजिंग सम मोर एग्जाम्पल, अदर एग्जाम्पल. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है, समझ में आ रहा है, बहुत है इतना. तो पूछ रहे हैं वाई, क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, क्वेश्चन पूछा तो वाई डिड वी टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ ब्लाइंड पर्सन ऋषुराज? इट इज गिवन बाय, सिंस इट इज गिवन बाय Jaina philosopher, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर एक्सेप्टिंग. Anish Kumar, in process of refuting Jaina's philosophy, will write what you are saying. Clear? Main structure. Saptabhangi Naya. Saptabhangi Naya. After writing example of 6 blind person and 1 elephant. Note down. using the term syat, sevenfold of judgment is possible. Using the term syat, sevenfold of judgment is possible. That is called saptabhangi naya. Using the term syat, sevenfold of judgment is possible. It is called saptabhangi naya. Saptabhangi naya. This is known as saptabhangi naya. They are, sapta means seven. Sapta means seven. Bhangi means kinds. Bhangi means types or kinds. And Naya means judgment. Seven kinds of judgments are possible using the term syat, known as Sapta Bhangi Naya. What are those following? They are following. They are followings. What are those? Very easy to write. Syat asti, syat asti, syat nasti, NASTI यही लिखोगे. और in process of relatively, a thing is real. Relatively, a thing is real. Syat nasti, syat asti, cho nasti cho, syat asti, cho nasti cho, syat avyaktavyam, 1, 2, 3, 4. Avyaktavyam, avyaktavyam. Syat avyaktavyam. Avyaktavyam means indescribable. Indescribable. And now 5, you will write 1 plus 4, 6, 1, 2 plus 4, 7, 3 plus 4. How 1 plus 4? Syat asti avyaktavyam cha. Asti and avyaktavyam. This one is 5. Syat nasti avyaktavyam. This one is 6. Syat 3, 4. Syat asti cho nasti cho avyaktavyam cha. This one is 7. So one line you have to write. Syad asti, relatively a thing is real. Syad nasti, relatively a thing is unreal. Relatively a thing is unreal. Relatively a thing is real and unreal. A thing is both real and unreal. Relatively a thing is indescribable. इसको हमने कर दिया. So in this way we will able to write 7 lines. Easy to remember. Easy to remember. Syat asti. And in this way you have to write. Relatively a thing is real. Syat asti bracket में लिखो. Syat nasti, relatively a thing is unreal. Asti cha nasti cha, relatively a thing is both real and unreal. Syat avyaktavyam, relatively a thing is indescribable. 1 plus 4, 5. Syad, relatively, syad asti cha nasti cha, syad asti avyaktavyam cha. So relatively a thing is real and indescribable. This one is 5. Thing is real and indescribable. This one is the 5. Unreal and indescribable. 6. Real, unreal, indescribable. 7. Easy to write 7 lines. आसानी से लिख सकते हो. Clear? दो 2022-21 का सवाल. Explain the Jaina's view of sevenfold Naya. सप्तभंगी नय. सेवनफोल्ड नया तो 7 लाइन तो ऐसे आ जाए. 7 लाइन. with Sanskrit and complete English translation. Perfect है. And how sevenfold judgment? Using the term syat before our statement, sevenfold of judgments are possible. Naya means judgment. So in process of writing Saptabhangi Naya, write, start with Anikantavad. Many realities, many qualities. An ordinary person can't find all knowledge, all realities. So to make his judgment valid, we should use the term syat. This theory is known as Syadvad theory of relativity of knowledge. Using the term syat before a statement, 7 kinds of judgment are possible. They are following. सातों लिख दो, फिर थोड़ा क्रिटिसिज्म लिख दो, इंपॉर्टेंस लिख दो, खत्म कर दो. Is it clear? Able to remember? Able to remember? This part is written in detail even in printed notes. अभी तक कभी क्वेश्चन नहीं गया है. स्याद अव्यक्तव्यम, indescribable. For example, if a pot is half black and half red, imagine this one is half black and half red, and if it is asked what is the color of this pot, you can say syat object is relatively a thing is indescribable. Black भी नहीं बोलोगे, रेड भी नहीं बोलोगे, आधा रेड है आधा ब्लैक है. You may find some pot like that. Then at that time you use the term indescribable. This one indescribable. Clear? पहले बोलो, is it clear? Is it clear? Vikas Kumar Yadav. Okay. Yes. Aggressor Raj, 5th, 6th and 7th. One line you have to write, not more than that. No need. Not able to understand, just mug up. Aggressor Raj, just mug up those 8, 7. Easy to mug up, no problem. No need to understand each and everything. In PT, we mug up a lot of things without understanding. Who was the father of Babur? Who was the father of Akbar, Humayun? We never try to understand. Just mug up. कौन किस कैसे कैसे है? We mug up a lot of things in PT to pass. So here also easy to mug up. No need to create any stress. Syad asti, relatively a thing is real. Syad nasti, relatively a thing is unreal. Relatively a thing is real and unreal. Relatively a thing is indescribable. That's all. And then here associate. 14, 24, 34. 5, 6, 7 clear. Easy to write 7 lines. Write in this manner. Please give example of 2 and 3rd. See, board is not yellow right now, not yellow. From this point of view, board is not yellow. एक तरीके से असत है. No need to understand Sanskrit statements. Rim Jim Chaturvedi. Highly simplified. What you have to write? Syat asti. No need to. What do you mean by asti means hai? Nasti means nahi hai. Asti means hai. Is. Nasti means not. Abhyaktavyam means avarnaniya. So this one easy to remember. Asti nasti asti nasti. च को हटा दो. अस्ति नास्ति च. स्याद अस्ति नास्ति च. CH और च मीन्स एंड. है भी नहीं भी है और नहीं है. स्याद अव्यक्तम. स्याद रिलेटिवली ए थिंग इज इनडिस्क्राइबेबल. स्याद है और अवर्णनीय है, स्याद अस्ति एंड इनडिस्क्राइबेबल अव्यक्तव्यम। देखो कैसे लिखना है, इन्वॉल्व मत हो जाओ, नहीं तो यू विल फाइंड ए लॉट ऑफ, आप इन्वॉल्व हो जाओगे तो फिर कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी आ जाएगी, फिर नो नीड। रिमझिम, थर्ड एग्जाम्पल, स्याद अस्ति नास्ति च, काम खत्म, है भी नहीं भी है। अब पूछा जाए कि बोर्ड इफ इट इज आस्क्ड पॉट इज ब्लैक और रेड, वन सेंस यस बोर्ड इज ब्लैक, वन सेंस नो बोर्ड इज नॉट ब्लैक, pot is not black, one sense yes, one sense no, since second point of view red. If it is asked what is the color of pot, जैसे मान लो, एक बार फिर से देखो इसी को, थर्ड और फोर्थ दोनों क्लियर हो जाएगा, तो दिमाग देना। इसे मान लो इफ देयर इज एनी पॉट, एंड पॉट इज हाफ ब्लैक एंड हाफ रेड है, ये हो सकता है हाफ रेड और हाफ ब्लैक हो, कैसे रेड को लाएंगे हम, black and red. So one point of view it is really black, another point of view not black, from this side not black, asti bhi hai nasti bhi hai, a thing is real and unreal, from this point of view not black, here this point of view black. And if question is asked it is black or red, just explain it is black or red, you are bound to accept any one of them, so you can say syat thing is indescribable. So you will accept the fourth one. We can't say it is black outrightly, we can't say it is real red outrightly, syat pot is indescribable, ऐसा कह सकते हैं। थर्ड में वन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू यस board is red or pot is red, another point of view pot is not red, regarding the same object you are accepting, negating also. That's all. ज्यादा माथा पच्ची नहीं, इसको हटा लेना, लिखना इतना ही है, that's all. Jim Chaturvedi, sentimental explanation statement. If I know Sanskrit, you can understand meaning and remember. If you know Sanskrit, I have gone through even Sanskrit also, but not required here. Such kind of things are not required. That is sufficient. I have simplified those things. कॉम्प्लेक्स बना देंगे ऊपर से निकल जाएगा, ध्यान रखना। कॉम्प्लेक्स को मैंने सिंप्लीफाइड कर दिया, इजी टू राइट, स्याद अस्ति, एसटीआई हिंदी बोलते स्याद है, स्याद नहीं है, स्याद है और नहीं है। इन इंग्लिश स्याद अस्ति, संस्कृत को लिख दो स्याद नास्ति, एनएसटीआई, रिलेटिवली ए थिंग इज अनरियल, हो गया काम। 1 लाइन 7 लाइन्स, 15 मार्क्स का तो सवाल आ रहा है। इज इट क्लियर? नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कर लो, अग्रसर, इजी टू रिमेंबर, नॉट ए टफ टास्क। एक बार इतने दिन में तो याद हो जाएगा सब। स्याद अस्ति, स्याद नास्ति, अस्ति नास्ति दोनों को मिला दो। फोर्थ वन इज इंडिस्क्राइबेबल, देन 1-4, आफ्टर द 2-4, फिफ्थ में 1-4, सिक्स्थ में 2-4, सेवेंथ में 3-4, 14, 24, 24, 34। स्याद अस्ति अव्यक्तव्यम, स्याद नास्ति अव्यक्तव्यम, स्याद अस्ति नास्ति अव्यक्तव्यम, हो गया 7। इतना आसान है याद करना, इजी टू रिमेंबर, इजी टू राइट। क्यों कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी क्रिएट करोगे? एनीवन बोलो, इज इट क्लियर? सारे लोग बोलो, इज इट क्लियर? सॉरी फॉर कॉजिंग, कोई बात नहीं, रिमझिम चतुर्वेदी, सॉरी बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है। it's a part. See, Deepak Singh, how easily you can write those things in exam. That is sufficient, what I am saying. And आप उसमें फोर्थ वाले को इवन इन प्रिंटेड नोट्स ऑल्सो फोर्थ वन इज रिटन इन डिटेल, थोड़ा उसको हमने ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है, इनडिस्क्राइबेबल वाले पार्ट्स को. आप उसी देखो, अगर हम एक बता भी देना जस्ट बिफोर एग्जाम, इट विल स्टार्ट टू क्रिएट स्ट्रेस, प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करेगा. इजी वे में, इजी टू राइट इन एग्जाम, दैट इज सफिशियंट. इसी साथ को लोग नहीं लिख पाते हैं, कई लोग, उनको लगता है बहुत टफ है ये. इजी टू राइट, जस्ट रिमेंबर 4 1 4 2 4 3 4 5 6 7 and relatively syat, you have used the term relatively in place of using the term possibility. Clear? ओके. अगर सर ध्यान रखना, ये अगर सर आपने पूछा था शायद कि कब तक सिलेबस का, तो यू मस्ट बी अवेयर इंडियन फिलोसफी मोस्ट प्रोबली हम लोग 17 या 18 तक फिनिश कर लेंगे. एंड बिफोर होली 18th of March को है, विल बी एबल टू फिनिश आवर दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट, फिलोसफी प्लस सोशल पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी. दिस टू पार्ट्स, लाइव क्लासेस, Indian philosophy and social politics, this one will be completed. Both these parts will be completed. So Indian philosophy entirely will find live और complete class, और social political भी है, वो भी live हो जाएगा. And after that जो और classes जो अभी just finish हुई है religion की, जो अभी ज्वाइन किए हुए उस पार्ट को उसमें कर लेंगे. Religion and Western philosophy, I have discussed those things in detail. Otherwise, these two parts will be completed before Holi. ये रखना दिमाग को, ठीक है. Is it clear? Next, note down criticism. किसी ने criticism में एक लाइन पूछा है ऑलरेडी. दीपक सिंह सर, अच्छा नहीं, अनीश कुमार, will Syadvad make Jaina's own theory relative? Yes. Anish Kumar, one question has been asked by Anish Kumar. Will Syadvad make Jaina's own theory relative? Yes. Anish. First criticism. Anish, what is said by Anish? You have to write. See, Syadvad says that, according to Syadvad, all our knowledge is relative and partially true. Partially true. Since we are ordinary person, all our knowledge is relative and partially true. So you will apply this one even on Syadvad. It means कि Syadvad is also relative and partially true. So we can't accept Syadvad in complete sense. We can't accept Syadvad in complete sense. We should also accept Syadvad also as true partially in one particular context, particular point of view. Not all the time, not all is fair. See the first refutation. According to Syadvad, all our knowledge is partial and relatively true. So this one is true regarding Syadvad also. So Syadvad also become a Syadvad. We can't accept completely. We should accept Syadvad also as relatively true, partially true. First refutation. Here, according to Syadvad, all our knowledge is relatively true. Clear? Is it clear? This first refutation clear? सारे लोग बोलना. First refutation clear? First refutation clear? अनीश ने भी यही सवाल पूछा था, यही क्वेश्चन है, वही उसका उत्तर है. यस. Second one is that it is said that second one is the criticism is that according to Syadvad, all our knowledge is relatively true. Relatively true. All our knowledge is relatively true. But the term relative, that term, note down, according to Syadvad, all our knowledge is relatively true. But the term relative itself a relative term. In itself, the term relative inverted comma is itself a relative term. Without accepting absolute, LUT, without accepting absolute, even we can't accept relative knowledge. Note down. Second refutation. According to Syadvad, all our knowledge is relative knowledge. All our knowledge is relative knowledge. But the term relative is itself a relative term. The term relative inverted comma. But the term relative is itself a relative term. Without accepting absolute, even we can't accept relative knowledge in real sense. We can't accept relative knowledge in real sense. Without accepting absolute, even we can't accept relative knowledge in real sense. Now, if absolute knowledge accepted, then it will lead to self-contradiction. Sorry. If absolute knowledge accepted, then it will lead to self-contradiction. It will lead to self-contradiction. Why self-contradiction? Syadvad says all our knowledge is relative. And if to explain relative, if you are going to accept absolute, it means you are going to negate relativity of knowledge. For example, in our language, a number of words are relative words. For example, to explain corrupt, you are bound to accept honest. To explain the term tall, you are bound to accept short also. To explain the term fat, you are bound to accept thin also. These are relative terms. You can't explain the term honest without accepting corrupt. If all are honest, so why you will use the term honest? हम कहते हैं किसी को tall है, it means compared to tall, some are short. So these are relative words. Even the term relative, it itself a relative term. Without accepting absolute, you can't accept relative. And once you accept absolute, it will refute Syadvad itself. Very important refutation. Clear? Bolo. Is it clear? Anyone? Any problem? Anyone? Any problem? And remaining criticism, we will take help of printed notes. Two important refutations I have discussed. In UPPCS last year, are the Janas theory of Syadvad and Saptabhangi Are the two sides of the same coin? Yes. Syadvad is expressed in Saptabhangi Naya. Using the term Syad before our statement, 7 kinds of judgment are possible. That is known as Saptabhangi Naya. आसानी से कर सकते हो. What do you understand by Syadvad in the philosophy of Jainism? When? 2017. Again Syadvad 15. Fixed question. रुक रुक के आता है ये. अनेकांतवाद, स्यादवाद एंड अनेकांतवाद, सप्तभंगी ने स्यादवाद, अनेकांतवाद, स्यादवाद. Again and again they have asked questions. UPPCS. Give a critical estimate to the Jainas theory of Syadvad. तो दो तो हमने criticism देख ही लिया है. 92. Again and again Syadvad. How many times Syad? First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Even Sapekštavadi means also Syadvad. Sixth, seven times in the last 10-20 years. हर एक साल के बाद ये आ जाता है घूम फिर के. एंड यूपीएससी भी देख लो. बंधन मोक्ष है ये तो. अभी सप्तभंगी ने अनेकांतवाद, अनेकांतवाद, सप्तभंगी ने Syadvad. See the question. 2010. Is Syadvad a self-contradictory doctrine? Is Syadvad a self-contradictory doctrine? One sense, yes. Syadvad means all our knowledge is relative knowledge. But the term, to explain the term relative, we are bound to accept absolute. And once we accept absolute, it will contradict relativity. So आप लिखोगे सारे पार्ट्स को, all refutation you will write. Finally you will write, although in some sort of problem in Syadvad, but it has its importance. It provides a very liberal path to solve religious disputes, religious conflicts. Ultimately you have to write importance. Clear? सारे लोग बोलो, is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Yes, clear. Now, first topic in Jaina, third part, that is bondage and liberation. That is called Kaivalya here. Kaivalya. Concept of liberation is called Kaivalya in Jaina's philosophy. Kaivalya. Clear? Clear? Note down. Introduction. Bondage and liberation. Liberation means Kaivalya. Introduction. Highest aim of Jaina philosophy is to liberate Jiva from bondage. To liberate Jiva from bondage. This is the highest aim. This is the high. What's the highest aim? To find liberation. How liberation is possible? When Jiva will come out, when Jiva will comes out from bondage. The highest aim to find liberation is the highest aim. Second point, when bondage, when liberation. When bondage, second, when liberation. So note down. When Jiva associates itself with Pudgal, then bondage. Bondage means association of Pudgalaj with Jiva. And liberation means Jiva minus Pudgala. Pudgal. I will discuss this one, Pudgal also. Identical to liberation. In short, when Pudgalas are separated from Jiva, minus means separated. Separated. Or you can say when Pudgalas are exhausted completely, Jiva finds liberation. Jiva minus Pudgala, which Pudgalas are completely separated from Jiva, then Jiva finds liberation. When Jiva associated with Pudgalas, Jiva falls in bondage. When bondage, Jiva plus Pudgal. When liberation, Jiva minus Pudgal. Just to write in a simplest manner. Clear? Clear? When? Meaning. Meaning of bondage and meaning of liberation. Meaning of bondage, note down. What do you mean by bondage? When bondage, when liberation? What do you mean by bondage? What do you mean by liberation? Meaning of bondage. Presence of suffering and continuity of cycle of death and birth. This one is the meaning of the term bond. Bondage means presence of suffering. Bondage means continuity of cycle of death and birth. This was the meaning of bondage. कहीं पूछे bondage का meaning बताओ. Bondage means presence of suffering in our life. And bondage means continuity of cycle of death and birth in our life. And what do you mean by liberation? Overall, in Indian philosophy, we will find this particular meaning. How we find liberation, why Jiva falls in bondage, different kinds of opinions, different kinds of thought. But at least all philosophical systems have accepted in bondage, presence of suffering. In bondage, continuity of cycle of death and birth, except Charvaka. In liberation, complete cessation of suffering and stoppage of cycle of death and birth. Everywhere. This one is the meaning of the term liberation. Complete cessation of suffering, no suffering. Stoppage of cycle of death and birth. Janam Mara Chakra, stop. Note down. Clear? Meaning. See. Highest aim of Jaina philosophy. What is the highest aim of Jaina philosophy? Jaina's philosophy is to liberate Jiva from bondage. To liberate Jiva from bondage. When bondage, when Jiva associated with Pudgalas, then Jiva falls in bondage. When Pudgalas are separated from Jivas, then Jiva finds liberation. What happens in bondage? What's the condition, meaning of bondage? Presence of suffering, continuity of cycle of death and birth. Liberation means complete cessation of suffering and a stoppage of cycle of death and birth. Here continuity of cycle, here stoppage of cycle. Clear? It means notion of bondage and liberation. Notion of bondage and liberation related to Jiva. Related to Jiva. It's clear that the notion of bondage and liberation in our syllabus, bondage and liberation. Jiva falls in bondage, Jiva finds liberation. Notion of bondage and liberation related to Jiva. Clear? Now we are going to write few lines regarding Jiva. What's the condition of Jiva? To note down first point. Jiva. Conscious extended substance. Jiva is accepted as conscious extended substance. First point. Bondage and liberation both are related to Jiva. Now we are going to write condition of Jiva. Jiva is conscious extended substance. Second point. Consciousness is accepted as necessary quality of Jiva. Consciousness is accepted as necessary quality of Jiva. Necessary quality of Jiva. Jiva is accepted as knower, doer, enjoyer. Knower भी है, doer भी है, enjoyer भी है. Knower, doer, enjoyer. Next. Naturally associated with four kinds of infiniteness. Naturally associated with four kinds of infiniteness. This jiva is naturally associated with four kinds of infiniteness. Four kinds of infiniteness. Infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite faith. Bliss, knowledge, power, faith. Infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite faith. This jiva is naturally associated with such kind of things. पहले बोलो यहां तक सब कुछ समझ लो. Then second page. If question is asked regarding bondage and liberation of Jaina philosophy, you will start like that. The highest aim of Jaina philosophy is to find liberation, to separate jiva from bondage. When jiva associated with Pudgalas, then jiva falls in bondage. And when Pudgalas are completely separated from jivas, then jiva finds liberation. In simplest manner. Yet bondage means presence of suffering and continuity of cycle of death and birth. And liberation indicates complete cessation of suffering and stoppage of cycle and death and birth. Change. In Jaina's philosophy, notion of bondage and liberation both are related to jiva. Here, jiva is accepted as a conscious extended substance. Consciousness is necessary quality of jiva. Jiva is knower, doer, enjoyer. Naturally associated with four kinds of infiniteness: infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite faith. Clear? यहां तक बोलो. सारे लोग बोलना. सारे लोग बोलो. एक दो लोग नहीं, दो चार लोग नहीं, सारे लोग बताओ. इस पेज क्लियर? अमित, विकास, और लोग बताओ. ओके. अनीस, झिमझिम, आयुष, अग्रसर. ओके. Related to jiva. Now, condition of jiva is like that: conscious extended substance, infiniteness, naturally associated with knower, doer, enjoyer. But next part we are going to write such kind of jiva falls in bondage. Next, cause of bondage of jiva. We have discussed earlier part condition of jiva, but such kind of jiva falls in bondage. Such kind of jiva falls in bondage. So note down what is the cause. Cause of bondage of jiva. Why jiva falls in bondage? Why such jiva falls in bondage? Why? Why such kind of jiva falls in bondage? Why? So cause. First, kasaya. Negative mental attitudes. Example, four kinds of kasaya: anger, greed, pride, delusion. Kasaya, due to kasaya, due to ignorance, due to karmaj. Karmas are accepted as cause of bondage in one sense, you must be aware. That's why finally moksha is defined as kitastha karma chayo moksha. Ultimately, karmas will exhaust. Due to kasaya, ignorance, karmas, etc., jiva falls in bondage. Kasaya, negative mentality, anger, greed, pride, delusion. The cause of bondage of Jiva. Process of bondage. Two aspects of process of bondage of Jiva. Two aspects. First one is ashra, known as ashra. And second one is bandha. Bandha, ashra and technical term ashra and bandha. There are two aspects of process of bondage of Jiva. Two aspects. What is the cause of bondage of Jiva? Kasaya, ignorance, karmas, etc. Due to that, Jiva falls in bondage. How Jiva falls in bondage? How? Why Jiva falls in bondage? Now here we are going to write how. So two aspects of process of bondage. First of all, kasaya. Note down, kasaya. Ashram. Flow of karmic matter, karmic पुद्गल. पुद्गल के बगल में लिख लो मैटर. कार्मिक मैटर, फ्लो ऑफ कार्मिक मैटर towards Jiva is called ashram. Flow of karmic matter or flow of pudgalaj towards Jiva is called ashram. And when pudgalaj infiltrate Jiva, known as bondage. When pudgalaj or karmic matter, and pudgal, what do you mean by pudgal? I will discuss this one. When karmic pudgalaj infiltrate Jiva, then it is called bandha. B-A-N-D-H, and this bandh is called bondage. This bandh is called bandhan, bondage. Jiva falls in bondage. Now Jiva is associated with Pudgalaj. Process of bondage. What's the process of bondage? Two aspects. Flow of Pudgalaj towards Jiva. Pudgalaj towards Jiva is known as ashra. And when Pudgals infiltrate Jivas, it is known as bandhan, bondage. These are the two aspects. Process of bondage. Now here. Condition in bondage. What happens? Condition in bondage. Condition of Jiva in bondage. Jiva का condition क्या होता है bondage में? Presence of suffering. First point. Continuity of cycle of death and birth. Continuity of cycle of death and birth. Birth and death. Continuity of cycle of birth and death. Third important aspect now. Process of bondage. Now condition of Jiva in bondage. Natural qualities. Those four qualities, natural qualities, are not destroyed but enveloped, are covered. Natural qualities are not destroyed but they are covered. They are enveloped. ढक जाते हैं. Natural qualities are not destroyed but they are covered or enveloped. Example. Here itself example. Sun and cloud. Sun and cloud. Example of sun and cloud. You can write in this one example in detail. Sometimes rays of sun is enveloped by, covered by clouds. But this doesn't mean that the rays of sun is destroyed, although for some moment it is covered. Yes, same thing regarding Jiva. Here Jiva is compared to sun. Jiva, four natural qualities: infinite, bliss, knowledge, power, faith. But when Jiva falls in bondage, its natural qualities are enveloped, covered for some moment, not destroyed. In bondage, in when jiva falls in bondage, so jiva's natural qualities are not destroyed. Destroyed नहीं होता है, but they are enveloped for some moment. Example, as rays of sun was covered by sometimes clouds, this doesn't mean that the rays of sun is destroyed. Same way, when jiva falls in bondage, its natural qualities are covered. This is known as tirohit. They become tirohit. Tirohit means cover हो जाना, ढक जाना, to cover. They are not destroyed for some time. For some moment they become tirohit, ढकते हैं. They are not destroyed. So what's the condition of jiva in bondage? Presence of suffering, continuity of cycle of death and birth. Natural qualities are enveloped, not destroyed. Comparison, example, sun and cloud. So now, why jiva falls in bondage? How jiva falls in bondage? And what happens in bondage? Condition of jiva in bondage. And just before that we have written, this was the different aspect of bondage. अगर bondage आ जाए तो बताओ why jiva falls in bondage due to these things. How jiva falls in bondage? Process of bondage, first of all asro, then bandh. What happens when jiva falls in bondage? What happens? That kind of things happens. So these are the three important aspects of bondage. Why jiva falls in bondage, how jiva falls in bondage, and third, what happens when jiva falls in bondage. बोलो पेज क्लियर, सारे लोग बोलो. Is it clear? How, why, what happens? सारे लोग बोलना पेज को. देन नेक्स्ट पेज. अग्रसर, आयुष, विकास. जहां प्रॉब्लम हो उसको पूछ लेना. नेहा श्रीवास्तव, करेक्ट, ओके, यस, क्लियर. पार्थ, anyone? Is it clear? Okay. Now we have discussed different parts. Why jiva falls in bondage as kasa, ignorance, karma, etc. How jiva falls in bondage? So two aspects of process of bondage. One is asro, second one is bandh. Third one is what happens when jiva will fall in bondage. What will be the condition of jiva in bondage? Next. Now, process of liberation. Three aspects of liberation. First one is process of liberation. Two aspects of process of liberation. Two aspects. Two aspects of process of liberation. First, sambara. Sambara, note down. Sambara, a stoppage of. अभी रिपीट कर देंगे हरप्रीत सिंह. जस्ट नोट डाउन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. अगेन आई विल रिपीट इट. संबरा, स्टॉपेज ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ पुद्गलाज, स्टॉपेज ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ कार्मिक मैटर टुवर्ड्स जीवा, स्टॉपेज ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ कार्मिक मैटर टुवर्ड्स जीवा इज नोन एज संबर. विदेह मुक्ति, नोट डाउन. व्हाट वी हैव रिटन संबद. गौतम लास्ट में सवाल पूछ लेना, आई विल एक्सप्लेन. संबद मीन्स, लिटरल मीनिंग ऑफ संबद मीन्स स्टॉपेज. stoppage of inflow of karmic matter towards jiva is known as sambara. Second one is nirjara, technical term. Nirjara means wearing out. Nirjara, note down. Complete annihilation of, or complete elimination, annihilation of karmic matter from jiva is known as nirjara. Complete separation of karmic matter from jiva is known as nirjara. Nirjara means you are going to separate matter or pudgalas completely from jiva. Complete separation, complete annihilation or elimination in one sense you can say. If you are going to exclude matter or pudgalas from jiva, it is known as nirjara. Nirjara is known as moksha. Nirjara indicates moksha, liberation. Nirjara means moksha. This was the process of liberation. Condition in liberation. What happens in liberation? Complete cessation of suffering, a stoppage of cycle of death and birth, and jiva comes in its natural condition. Natural condition means jiva associated with four kinds of infiniteness: power, bliss, power, knowledge, faith. Jiva associated with its natural qualities. This is the condition in liberation. How to find liberation? How? Path for liberation. Path for liberation, three jewels. Three Ratna is propounded by them. Three Ratna means right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. Right conduct, total 62 types of conducts are prescribed. 62 types of conduct, and out of 65, 5 are very important. They are known as Mahavrata. Mahavratas are there. Truth, non-violence, etc. Satya, Ahimsa, Asteya, Parigraha, Brahmacharya. Right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. All these three are required. All three. Then you can find liberation. All three are required. Mere on the basis of any one of them can't find liberation. Three Ratna, three jewels. Three jewels. Three jewels. So, if liberation पे आ जाएगा तो first of all process of liberation, two aspects of process of liberation, Sambara and Nirjara. Condition in liberation, so this condition will happen. Path for finding liberation, Triratna, and then one or two refutation, and then importance. Criticism and importance. Criticism एक दो दिखा दोगे और importance दिखा दोगे. That's all. Criticism यही है, the main criticism. If jiva is really associated with four kinds of infiniteness, no ground to accept that with such kind of jiva will fall in bondage. If jiva is naturally associated with infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, so why is such kind of jiva falls in bondage? They are unable to explain clearly. See, jiva exists without body, videha mukti. Gautam. Ultimately, jiva can exist. Indian philosophy, notion of pure soul is there. Soul can exist without body. So far it is associated with body, it indicates bondage. Soul can exist without body. Notion of pure soul in Indian context must be aware. Most of the places. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now, half-page instructions to understand all such kind of technical terms. Make this chart, half-page chart. Sometimes, a few places, jiva is compared to a pure pond. मान लो जीवा है, प्योर वाटर है, This one is jiva. Naturally associated with four kinds of infiniteness. Infinite bliss, infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite faith. And this jiva is basically conscious extended substance. We have discussed already. Jivas are knower, doer, enjoyer. Jivas are accepted as knower, doer, enjoyer. Conscious extended substance. Astikaya Drabya, extended substance. Conscious extended substance. Naturally associated with four kinds of infiniteness. But such kind of jiva, due to kasaya, ignorance, karmas, etc., such kind of jiva, due to kasaya, anger, greed, pride, delusion, ignorance and karmas, etc. See here, outside, these are basically Pudgal. Pudgal means matter. Pudgalas are ajiva, extended substance. Ajiva, extended substance, must be aware. We have discussed Drabya are of two types, jiva, extended and unextended. Extended substance is two types, jiva and ajiva. Ajivas are also extended substance. Ajiva, extended substance. Matter are two types, atoms and combination of atoms. The simplest aspect of Pudgal is known as atoms. Last जो सबसे छोटा है, the smallest unit of Pudgal is atom. Atoms are material in nature. Metals are of two types, atomic or combination of atoms. Four kinds of qualities. What are the qualities of matter? Form, touch, taste, smell, and finally we find sound also. These are the qualities of Pudgalas. And you must be aware, due to karmas, jiva attract Pudgalas. So these Pudgalas are called karmic Pudgala. Karmic means action. And in place of Pudgala, you may write matter. So karmic matter or karmic Pudgal, no problem. Due to kasaya, ignorance, and karmas, jiva attract Pudgalas. Jiva is here. Now it attracts Pudgalas. What are the features of Pudgalas? Form, touch, taste, smell. Must be aware, we have 5 kinds of sense organs. All are extrovert. We have 5 kinds. Jiva has 5 kinds of sense organs. All are extrovert. Eyes हमेशा फॉर्म को खोजती है. Always attract form, beautiful forms. अच्छे अच्छे रूप को देखना चाहती है. आंखें हमारी घूमती रहती है, कुछ अच्छी चीजें दिख जाए. ये छोड़ो. Our skin is also a kind of sense organ. It try to find good touch. मतलब touch, always it attracts touch. Our tongue attracts taste, nose smell, and ear sound. So these are the 5 points when jiva fluctuate. If you try to focus on some particular place, if you will try to concentrate on some particular place, these 5 kinds of sense organs will वो आपको परेशान करती है. इन विच डायरेक्शन. किसी का बैठे रहोगे, किसी का फॉर्म ध्यान आ जाएगा, रूप, किसी की आवाज सुनाई देगी, विल स्टार्ट टू रिकॉल साउंड ऑफ समवन, यू विल स्टार्ट टू फाइंड डिजायर फॉर सम टेस्ट. कहीं पे लंच लेते हैं, डिनर लेते हैं, टच का डिजायर आ सकता है, yes or no. So our sense organ attracts such kind of things. पहले मैं जो बता रहा हूं उसको सुन लो आप आद्या, उसके बाद देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन what we are going to write. Jiva is basically knower, doer, enjoyer, conscious extended substance, naturally associated with four kinds of infiniteness, but due to kasaya, ignorance, karma, etc., Jiva attracts Pudgalaj. Now flow of Pudgalaj, flow Pudgalaj from this side. इसका फ्लो हो रहा है अब इधर साइड में, इनफ्लो हो रहा है इनसाइड. So this flow is known as, this inflow is known as Asro. Asro means flow of Pudgalaj towards Jiva. And when this Pudgalaj will infiltrate Jiva, infiltrate, this is known as Bandha. Bandha means bondage. Bondage means जीवा प्लस पुद्गल, एसोसिएट हो गया. इनफ्लो ऑफ पुद्गलाज टुवर्ड्स जीवा इज नोन एज संबर. दिस वन इज इनफ्लो ऑफ पुद्गलाज टुवर्ड्स जीवा इज नोन एज आश्रो, फर्स्ट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ प्रोसेस ऑफ बॉन्डेज. एंड व्हेन पुद्गलाज इनफिल्ट्रेट जीवा, it is known as bandha, means bondage. Condition in bondage, we have discussed. Presence of suffering, cycle of death and birth, yes or no. Natural qualities enveloped, covered, compares sun and cloud. Example. नाउ हो गया ये, हमने प्रोसेस ऑफ बॉन्डेज, कंडीशन इन बॉन्डेज, एंड वाई जीवा फॉल्स इन बॉन्डेज ड्यू टू सच काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स वी हैव रिटन. नाउ टू एस्पेक्ट ऑफ प्रोसेस ऑफ लिबरेशन. टू फाइंड लिबरेशन, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू स्टॉप दिस फ्लो. टू स्टॉप दिस फ्लो, स्टॉपेज, स्टॉप इज नोन एज संबरा. संबरा मीन्स यू आर गोइंग टू स्टॉप दिस फ्लो. But mere sambar is not sufficient for liberation. Already some Pudgalas infiltrated. So those who have infiltrated Jiva, removal, complete removal or complete annihilation of Pudgalas from Jiva is known as Nizar. Nizara means liberation. Nizara means liberation. And what happens in liberation? Liberation में क्या होगा? Condition in liberation, stoppage, complete cessation of suffering, stoppage of cycle of death and birth, and natural qualities 4, associated with 4 natural qualities. This was the condition in liberation. And how possible to find? How? Path 3 jewels. We will discuss this one in detail. Path. See the point. Why Jiva falls in bondage? Due to kasaya, such kind of things. How Jiva falls in bondage? 2 aspects. Asro and Bandha. Jiva attracts Pudgalaj. Pudgalaj means it सबको attract. Jivas are matter, and due to karmaj, it attracts Pudgalaj. That's why those Pudgalaj are known as karmic matter. So flow of karmic matter towards Jiva is known as Asra. First point, not sufficient for bondage. When they infiltrate Jiva, known as bandha means bondage. Bondage पड़ गया. Condition, suffering, cycle of death and birth, natural qualities enveloped, sun and cloud. Example complete. अब जीवा को लिबरेशन पे ले जाना है. 2 aspect of process of liberation. First of all, stop, and second one is remove. Second, asambar and nirjara. Stoppage of flow towards jiva is known as sambara, and when they are wearing out, they are annihilated from this. Pudgalas are annihilated, eliminated, completely removed from Jiva is known as Nirjara. Nirjara means liberation. And how it is possible? You have to follow three Ratna. Then ultimately you will find liberation. Then ultimately you will find liberation. अब बोलो क्वेश्चन. Gautam's Jiva will survive. Jiva will find Videha Mukti. Adya. So while a person is alive, he does not kind of karmas. Sambandh practically. Karmas are different types. दो बार कर्माज पे सवाल आ गया है. ओवरऑल दे हैव एक्सेप्टेड. कर्माज में 8 काइंड्स ऑफ कर्माज आर एक्सेप्टेड. 4 आर घातीय एंड 4 आर अघातीय. 4 का 2 ग्रुप है. नाम कर्म, जात कर्म, ज्ञानावर्णीय कर्म, दर्शनावर्णीय कर्म, कर्माज. 8 types of karmas they have accepted. Due to some karmas, our gotra is decided. Due to some karmas, our name is decided. पहले ये क्लियर हो गया. पहले ये बताओ आयुष गौतम, तुम फिर से उस सवाल को लाए हो. पहले ये बताओ ये क्लियर हुआ. ये क्लियर नहीं होगा फिर गुना एंड पर्याय उसको देख लेंगे. पहले ये बोलो, ये बॉन्डेज एंड लिबरेशन क्लियर हुआ. फाइनली आई हैव समराइज्ड दिस वन. अदरवाइज ये नंबर ऑफ टेक्निकल टर्म्स कभी सुनो किसी और को, फिर समझ में आएगा कितना कंफ्यूजन है इस टॉपिक में. ट्राई टू कंपेयर विथ अदर्स. क्या कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी लोगों ने क्रिएट कर रखा है ऐसे टॉपिक्स में. इजीली यू कैन राइट. गौतम, हरप्रीत, यस क्लियर. सारे लोग बोल लो. इज इट क्लियर? क्लियर नहीं हो तो भी पूछ लो. अदर्स सारे लोग बोलो इज इट क्लियर. इज इट क्लियर? और सब कहाँ गए सब? बॉन्डेज एंड लिबरेशन क्लियर. 1 by 1 यहां से देख लोगे पेज वाइज. Highest aim, Jaina philosophy is to find liberation, to separate Jiva from bondage. When bondage, Jiva plus Pudgala, Jiva minus Pudgala. What happens in bondage? Presence of suffering. इसको हटा भी सकते हो. Since we have written this part, some others written these parts somewhere else, so you may sideline this particular part since it is repetition. But just to clarify the notion, I have written this one. Notion of bond related to Jiva. What's the condition of Jiva? So this one is the condition of Jiva. Why such kind of Jiva falls in bondage? Why such Jiva falls in bondage? Due to such kind of things, etc. Karmas, etc. Jiva falls in bondage. What's the process of bondage? Asro and Bandha. Flow of Pudgalas towards Jiva Asro. When infiltrate Bandha, what happens in bondage? Sun and cloud example. The process of liberation, 2 aspects. Sambandh means stop, Nirjara means wearing out. Annihilate. Cause in condition in liberation, cessation of suffering, natural qualities. Path for liberation, Triratna. You have to go through these things from printed notes. In right conduct, 62 types of conducts are prescribed. Out of them, 5 are very important. Panch Mahabharatas. Triratna you have to follow. Then 1 or 2 criticism and then 1 or 2 importance. Without taking help of God, here path of liberation is propounded. ठीक है अमित गुप्ता, बिल्कुल सही. एक सवाल आ रहा है वो देख लेते हैं. आयुष गौतम का सवाल. In process of explaining guna and paryaya, I have given example of Jiva. Jiva is a kind of Zabya. And what is guna jiva? Consciousness is the guna of jiva, necessary guna of jiva, and pain and pleasure are paryaya of jiva. Jiva is a kind of dravya, and in process of that we have written in dravya we find gunas and paryaya both. Paryaya means origin and decay. Pain and pleasure in jiva, origin and decay, and consciousness all the time. Now he is asking question, what is guna and paryaya in matter? ये समझ में, ये लिखना, ये कोई दिक्कत है आयुष गौतम? इसी को लिखो. अब मान लो जीवा को हटा के आपने जीवा हटा दिया. इवन मैटर इज ऑल्सो ए काइंड ऑफ द्रव्य, अजीवा द्रव्य, मैटर, उद्गला मैटर. तो कोई भी मैटर होगा उसकी नेसेसरी क्वालिटी, गुना मीन्स नेसेसरी क्वालिटी. So if matter certainly will find extension, bound to find extension, but पर्याया मीन्स उसका शेप और साइज चेंज होता रहेगा. मान लो ये इट्स मटेरियल एलिमेंट, आप इसको तोड़ दो, छोटा कर दो, कट करो, रंग बदल दो, तो इसका शेप और साइज चेंज होता रहेगा. इट्स ए पॉसिबल चेंज, ओरिजिन एंड डिके. बट व्हाट इफ मैटर certainly find extension? So extension is the necessary quality of matter, and its shape and size, color, etc. are the changeable paryaya, changeable origin and decay of matter. इसके बदले वो ज्यादा अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है जीवा का, उसी को लिखो ना, क्यों कॉम्प्लेक्स करने का प्रयास कर रहे हो? बट इसको ध्यान कर लो, पूछो तो मैंने बता दिया यार, इसको भी ध्यान कर लो. नेसेसरी क्वालिटी ऑफ मैटर इज एक्सटेंशन, एंड एक्सीडेंटल क्वालिटी ऑफ मैटर इज शेप, साइज, कलर, एक्सेट्रा. वो शेप बदल सकता है, साइज बदल सकता है, बट ऑलवेज इट हैज एक्सटेंशन. बोलो आयुष गौतम, इज इट क्लियर आयुष? बोल तो लो. क्लियर? जैना फिलॉसफी क्लियर. कितना आसान सवाल है, देखो आप. मैं पहले पीसीएस दिखा देता हूं. देखो पीसीएस का, पहले यूपी पीसीएस देख लो. आइए उधर बीपीएससी भी आराम से देख लेना. सारे क्वेश्चन बन जाएंगे. इन 2020 यूपी पीसीएस बॉन्डेज एंड लिबरेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू जैना फिलॉसफी, पूरा उठा के छाप के रख दो, एकदम उसको पूरा पूरा उठा लो. राइट ऑल दोज थिंग्स, 15 मार्क्स. हमने उसको थ्रू चार्ट, मैंने उसको सिंप्लीफाई कर दिया है. प्रेजेंट द एसेंस ऑफ बॉन्डेज एंड लिबरेशन थियरी ऑफ जैना फिलॉसफी, लिख दो. बॉन्डेज एंड लिबरेशन, प्रॉब्लम क्या है? कर्माज का कॉन्सेप्ट आप प्रिंटेड नोट से देख लोगे. कर्माज का कॉन्सेप्ट, कर्माज 8 काइंड्स ऑफ कर्माज, एंड कर्माज ऑल्सो वन वे कॉज ऑफ बॉन्डेज. क्वेश्चन is how does it bears upon their conception of liberation? So in liberation, complete all kinds of karmas are exhausted. 8 kinds of karmas are there. You have to remember their name. नाम कर्मज, नाम गोत्र कर्माज, अंतराय कर्माज, वेदनीय कर्मा, दर्शनावर्णीय, मोहनीय, एक्सेट्रा. You have to 2020 this question was asked. प्रिंटेड नोट को देख लोगे. In 2018, how do the Jaina philosophy explain bondage? तो बॉन्डेज को एक्सप्लेन करो. कॉज ऑफ बॉन्डेज, कंडीशन इन बॉन्डेज, कॉज ऑफ बॉन्डेज, प्रोसेस, कॉज ऑफ बॉन्डेज, प्रोसेस ऑफ बॉन्डेज, कंडीशन ऑफ बॉन्डेज. बॉन्डेज एक्सप्लेन हो गया. व्हाई अकॉर्डिंग टू देम इज द डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन लिबरेटेड सोल एंड बाउंड सोल. तो बाउंड सोल, सफरिंग, कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ साइकिल ऑफ डेथ एंड बर्थ, एंड नेचुरल क्वालिटीज आर इन्वेलप्ड. बाउंड सोल. लिबरेटेड सोल, cessation of suffering, stoppage of cycle of death and birth, and naturally associated with 4 kinds of infinite. This is liberated soul. बता दो कि liberated soul की क्या क्वालिटी है. कोई कठिन थोड़ी है. In 2015, what do Sambara and Nirjara mean? Sambara means stoppage, Nijada means complete annihilation of Pudgalaj from matter. Explain their significance in Jaina's theory of liberation. There are two processes of Jaina's theory of liberation. One is Sambara, second one is Nijada. And to complete these two processes, Sambara and Nijada, Triratna is required. 3 jewels are required. उसको भी लिख दो. 3 jewels you have to take help of printed notes. जो main concept I have explained. What according to Jainas is path of liberation? Path Triratna. Triratna को लिख दो. Right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. No need to write 62 types of conducts. Out of 62, 5 are very important. Write 5. देखो, atoms are eternal but separate. Gautam Kumar, atoms are eternal, no doubt, but they are separate. Ultimately, they will be separated from matter. Exhausted means ki you are going to separate matter from Pudgalaj. What I am saying, complete separation of Pudgalaj from matter. आप separate करो, उनको destroy थोड़ी करोगे. Can we make the chart possible? अगर आपके पास टाइम कम हो, you have only 5 minutes, 6 minutes and 15 marks questions, then you can write. Yes, you can say human body is called as the, outrightly you can't say. It is made of Pudgalaj and Jiva is also there. So Jiva is also Dravya and body is also Dravya. They are made of Dravyaj, path. Divya possible to make this chart. अगर टाइम कम हो तो, क्योंकि इसमें सब कुछ है ना, थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी हो सकता है टीचर को, उसको दिक्कत हो सकती है, इतनी चीजें एक साथ उसमें आ गया चार्ट. Yes, you may write, but ये बहुत, it's very easy to write answer on the basis of this chart, since it is made by me just to clarify those concepts. So टीचर को थोड़ा हो सकता है इसमें लगे कितना अस्त व्यस्त है ये, क्योंकि हाईली सिस्टमेटाइज नहीं है, but on the basis of this chart you can write all those things systematically. बेस्ट वे है, अगर कम टाइम है तो बना के दिखा दो, नहीं तो पूरा टाइम है तो पैराग्राफ में उसको डिवीजन कर करके लिखो आप. दैट विल बी गुड, ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. क्लियर? यस, क्लियर. सारे लोग बोलो इज इट क्लियर? सो वी एक कर्माज को देख लोगे. 8 types of karmas are there. 4 are घातीय and 4 are अघातीय. आयु नाम गोत्रवेद, ज्ञान दर्शन मोह अंत. 8 types of karmas. Twice they have asked questions regarding karmas. No need to move any other place. What is written in printed notes sufficient. इतना पढ़ के जा रहे हो, लिख के वापस आओगे. क्लियर है? Tomorrow we'll see next topic, that is Buddhism. We have completed Jaina philosophy. Only 3 topics were prescribed. Theory of reality, that is known as Anekantavad, metaphysics. Saptabhangine, before that we have to write Syadvad also, Syadvad and Saptabhangine. And third one is bondage and liberation. And we have discussed all those things. Bondage and liberation is very, very important for BPSC and UPPCS this year also. देखना UPPCS और BPSC में कोई ना कोई सवाल इससे. जैना फिलॉसफी को कंप्लीट करके जाओ. कुछ फिलॉसफी ऐसे है जिसपे एकदम कंप्लीट कंट्रोल रखो, कुछ भी सवाल आएगा लिखेंगे, बाउंड टू राइट. ओवरऑल क्रिस्टल क्लियर फिलॉसफी है. आप देखोगे बुद्धिज्म का जो later डेवलपमेंट, यू विल फाइंड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज, बट हियर एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर. न्याय वैशेषिका फिलोसफी, मीमांसा, ओवरऑल सांख्य एकदम क्रिस्टल क्लियर चलता है. दे आर रियलिस्टिक फिलोसफी. रियलिस्टिक में ज्यादा क्लैरिटी रहती है. Yes, we have class. Do you have class tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow also class. Saturday class. Clear? कल भी क्लास है. क्लियर? 29 है कल, सैटरडे है, बट कल भी क्लास है. एंड आई विल स्टार्ट बुद्धिज्म, बौद्ध दर्शन फ्रॉम टुमारो. क्लियर दिव्या? थैंक यू.